is the National Hockey League, as tonight the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim look to reel in their first victory of the season against the Whalers. Welcome to ringside and good evening once again.
We're so gallantly streaming.
That's going to be the trend tonight against the Special K-Land, and that is to pressure them in the defensive zone, not let them pick up any speed through the neutral zone. That's really where they become an extremely dangerous trio.
Mike Sillinger headmans the puck to Valeri Karpov. Gains the blue line, tries to work his way in the middle, swept away at the defense. Back out at center ice, Oleg Tverdovsky. Here's a guy that the coaching staff of the Whalers was really interested to take a look at, Brian and Oleg.
Well, Paul Holmgren mentioned the name Paul Coffey when we asked him for a comparison with Oleg Tverdovsky. He just says that this guy skates so well, he's going to be great. It's going to take him a little time.
Valeri Karpov down low, pass intended for Steve Ruchin. He's taken out of the play. Oleg steps up, plays it into the corner. Centering feed, Karpov tried to swipe one in traffic, but he sailed it wide of the net. Players battling along the backboards. Mike Sillinger with the loose puck. Picked up out of the corner by Gerald Diddick. Takes it right back, top of the circle. One-time pass to Dulles, right on goal, and a skate save by Sean Burke. You saw the big goaltender going down, trying to pick up the puck through traffic.
You might have.
We're only 5 minutes, 16 seconds into the hockey game. Whalers on top 1-0. I have to agree with you at this point. It's cutting back to get it is Brian Glenn. Now Gary Volk throws a stiff check out at center ice as the Whalers play it inside the blue line of Anaheim. Oleg Tverdovsky gets the carom off the glass. Volk is able to haul it down. He strings Corkum on the fly. Rattling it in, you hear it caroming off the stanchions along the backboards as Oleg Tverdovsky has trouble containing the right point. Regrouping is Captain Randy Ladouceur.
You know, you would expect a very physical hockey team. Their coach, of course, Paul Holmgren, one of the most physical players perhaps ever to play in this league. And certainly that reputation is carried right over to the rest of the guys on his squad.
Interesting talking to Holmgren about just how much respect he has for this Anaheim organization. He says, even though there's a difference, obviously, in the age factor of both clubs, how long they've been around, he thinks that both clubs are building the same way, youth and speed. To the power play.
Hartford has been very, very ineffective.
Chad Kilger. Burke on the exchange to Glenn Wesley. Outlets far side. Lemieux bumped into by Randy Ladouceur. Plays it back to Adam Burke. Chips it back to the blue line of Anaheim. Outlet at the line. Kilger steps up, pulls it to the forehand, moves to the inside. Big reach move. He gets dragged down and drags one in on goal. He draws a penalty and gets off a quality opportunity in the process.
Well, here's a pretty good sample of the reach of Chad Kilger, which makes him such a dangerous offensive player. Look at the lateral movement shown by Kilger. He walks right around František Kuchera, ends up being pulled right down, still manages to get the shot on the goal. And Chad's starting to throw his body around a little bit as well. There he finds Glenn Wesley in behind the Hartford net. Terrific shift for Kilger. The pass are a little bit lower than they would if you're only 10-15 feet away from the guy.
8:40 to go in the opening period. 59 seconds on the power play. Tverdovsky tees one on goal, and a rebound is hauled down at the defensive play to an open corner. Here comes Kilger. Deep slot area, takes the return feed. Give and go, he's looking for it. Instead, Korea deals far side. Dallas chops one towards the net. Side of the net, Krieger battles, but plays it free to an open corner. Hartford cuts over. They're able to clear the zone as Nelson Emerson plays it up ice from a prone position.
You know, Krieger tried to zip that pass right across to a wide open Paul Korea, but there were so many bodies in front of Korea. I think he was screaming. He didn't really pick the puck up.
Ever feisty performance up front by Robert Cron has the Ducks scrambling to a loose puck. First man back to get it, though, is Gerald Diddick, and he'll quickly string his man on the fly. 15 seconds remaining. Shorthanded situation as Cron said, and the Hartford Whalers play it right back inside Mighty Ducks territory. Brought in over the line. Ball cranks one in on goal, and you see Burke play it to an open corner. Rebound sent through the slot area. Look for the give and go here as there's the pass to Tverdovsky. Just overskated it. Long wrist shot save as Tverdovsky tipped one in on goal. Rebound out of the corner. Ducks battling all the way offensively. 8 shots on goal for Anaheim, 5 for the Whale. Is out of the corner. Corkum looks, heads up. There's the centering feed that hops over the stick of Joe Sacco. And the Ducks will play it back inside the zone, but must touch up.
The goaltender Burke actually did a terrific job intercepting that centering pass out from Bobby Corkum.
To the right of goaltender Sean Burke. Whalers post up back to their own net. 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go, opening period. Hartford 1, Anaheim nothing. Valeri Karpov looks for a diagonal feed to Denny Lambert. Burke swipes it into an open corner, and Valeri Karpov with a burst of speed, first man to the puck. Chips one out front. Good blocker save by Sean Burke as Oleg Tverdovsky had come up from the right point. More and more we're seeing Oleg getting into the offensive flow of things as the Ducks send one out front. Battle alongside of the net. Is it in? No, says Richard Trottier. Huge pileup, a mass of humanity in that semicircle, and we'll see just how it worked out when we come back. We'll be back after this on Prime Sports.
But either, kind of an angry looking fellow, was he?
Featherstone, remember when he was back in the St. Louis Blues system, also with the Boston Bruins and the New York Rangers for a while before coming over here to Hartford. Out of the corner, the Whalers, Brendan Shanahan. Spinorama move by Nelson Emerson, cut off by Oleg Tverdovsky. Oleg and Emerson battling along the near boards, as is Jimmy Carson. His lone goal, the difference in the game, as the Ducks' Bob Corkum intercepts and plays it just outside the zone. The Whalers just flipping right back in. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the opening period. Hartford 1, Anaheim nothing. Gary Ball chops it in, fields to the bench, 5 fresh bodies on. You can skate on the same ice as the pros. Register now for youth and adult hockey. And offers daily public skating sessions, lessons, and hockey league. For more information, call 7 from just outside the Mighty Ducks locker room. Whalers try to clear. Second effort, they do. Brendan Shanahan playing it ahead to another newcomer. Nelson Emerson's backhand shot just sails wide of the post. In the far corner, Dulles gives it up. Shanahan shot and a glove hand save by г.ода. Brendan Shanahan can let it fly from just about anywhere, and that time he caught the puck on the fly and tested г.ода to the glove hand side. Talked to Shanahan earlier today, and he talked about how on the outside looking in, when he was a Blues player, he always thought that Hartford was a team that always failed to make a commitment to their players, a commitment to the long-term goals of the team. But now that he's here, he loves the new ownership. And he says that they are putting a bona fide winner in place as Nelson Emerson teased one wide of the net. Dulles may have gotten a piece of that. The penalty to Wesley will carry over, barring a goal, but no, they are going to rule interference. Well, we talked about the penalty to Wesley will carry over, barring a goal, but no, they are going to rule interference. Well, we talked about it in our opening telecast, how the player without the puck is entitled to his space. The Ducks are going to get nabbed with an interference call, and they'll close out this first period with a 4-on-4 situation. Oleg Tverdovsky will make his way to the penalty box. Remember, we talked about this on Monday night? Well, you notice that we also talk about how a player is entitled to the ice that he occupies. That is rule number 1. And if you notice in the bottom right-hand corner, notice how the player without the puck, and that's Brendan Shanahan, he's run into by Oleg Tverdovsky. Shanahan is entitled to that space. He's entitled to go in pursuit of the puck. Oleg steps into his man, draws the interference penalty. 4-on-4 hockey for the remainder of the period. Here comes Dulles, intercepts, clears up the right side. Ooh, it caught the linesman in the back.
See the linesman take a look over at Bobby Dulles. Much to say, what the heck are you doing? You had the whole ice service to shoot that puck down the ice. How can you hit me?
Kevin Collins was the man who took that shot square in the back. Denny...
A little bit of hot potato going on out there on the ice. The exploding hockey puck.
Back the other way. Outlet pass from Kuchera. Broken up, intercepted by Sillinger. Lambert in hot pursuit in the corner. Bumps with Kuchera. He loses his helmet in the process. But here come the Whalers 4-on-3 if they can hurry. Nikolishyn in over the line. Stopping just about 8 feet inside the line. Lays it down low to Paul Anaheim. Out of the corner, a centering feed to Nikolishyn. Hopped over his stick. Wesley's shot sails high over top of the crossbar. Players bumping in the corner of White. Gets help from Lambert, and the Ducks will make wholesale player changes.
Very long shifts out there on the ice, too. That won't make either coach too happy. You want the players to keep those shifts to about 45, 50 seconds long maximum. The guys right now are staying out for a minute and 20 or so, and I think that shows in their play. A lot of poor passing going on.
Adam Burt got a little bit too much of the puck and inadvertently plays it outside the
transition for Van Allen.
Van Allen is now joined on the ice, Brian, by line mates Mike Sillinger and Peter Durst. The Whalers regroup. Oh, look out. Give it up there to Sillinger. You saw the defenseman Brian Glynn trip over his own skates. We talked about how the players have had trouble controlling the puck. Gotta wonder if he hit a rut there.
Looked like he got hit by a sniper.
Gotta watch out for those circles. Those raised lines can really catch you off guard at times. Out of the corner, Emerson out front. Carson couldn't get off a quality opportunity. Outlet pass, too well led with Sean Van Allen. Touching the puck is Gerald Diddick.
And your free Mighty Ducks 1995-96 pocket schedule at participating Del Taco restaurants while supplies last. Defensive play by the Whalers.
I understand you had an interesting conversation with Chad Kilger a day or so ago.
Well, he wasn't too happy with the way that he played in game number 1, but as I said to Chad, you got about 1,000 or so games left in the National Hockey League, and there's going to be a few good ones, and I would imagine with Chad Kilger an awful lot of great ones.
Kilger had an assist from the Ducks. 4-3 loss in Winnipeg. Brendan Shanahan off the backboard, lays one out in the crease, and the Ducks have their man too well covered. Now we're going to get a penalty coming up here. Whalers thought his man back of the net. Let's see what happens as play develops.
There's Ladouceur on the right side of your screen, and he does have the stick right into the midsection. A little bit of a dive by Jen at the end of that play. From another angle, there's Ladouceur, and he's just skiing alongside of Jimmy Carson. Boy, that's a tough one right there. Call at 714-704-2701.
You see how hard Steve Ruchin is working for the Mighty Ducks, who trail in this hockey game 1-0. Randy Ladouceur giving it up to Glenn Wesley. Near side feed, Adam Burt jams on the brakes. Good pass on the fly to Lemieux. Steps up and his wrist shot is deflected by the stick of goaltender Guy. In the corner, Chad Kilger rubbed out of the play. Follow up, Lemieux can't find the handle. Loose puck, top of the circle. Ducks intercepting clear. Now we're going to get a whistle. And it looks like someone's going to get the gate for charging.
It's usually what happens. He certainly is one solid customer.
So, fourth power play of the evening for the Mighty Ducks as Guy has no recourse but to hold on. Charging indeed the penalty to Jocelyn
O'Neill, the first-round draft pick, who went immediately after Chad Kilger. A little bit more games under his belt, while Castles will remain the #1 center here in Hartford.
Castles led the team in scoring last year despite that slow start. 7 goals, 30 assists, 37 points. As the Whalers intercept and clear it back behind the net. Oh, a dangerous move by Bobby Dulles as Guy was out of position. Here comes Correa. Leaves it for Dulles. He looks down low, deflected in traffic, and a player goes down in a heap out front of goaltender.
Killer penalty-killing unit, and then they'll all crash to the front of the net.
Glenn goes for cross-checking. Power play hockey. A 2-man advantage continues for another minute 10. One-time pass to Tverdovsky. He shanked it wide. Ruchin along the backboard battles, but Wesley is there to intercept, and Glenn Wesley clears back to the blue line of Anaheim.
Now, this is something that Oleg will have to learn. He has to be a little bit more patient. You can afford to pick your spots in the 5-on-3 situation. There's no need to take a shot if you're a little bit off balance.
Jason York drops it off for Correa. Picked up by Andrew Castles. He lays it back. Here comes the shot by Tverdovsky, and Correa watches the fly to the puck as the blade of Oleg's stick Makes its way to the right offensive corner. Now Tverdovsky back with a new piece of lumber. Takes the pass from Correa. Steps up. Feeds Correa. Top of the circle. Back to Oleg. Head up all the time. Oleg still looking to Correa. Top of the circle. Back to Oleg. 17 seconds remain on the two-man advantage. Ducks. Correa shoots. Well over top of the crossbar. Burt gets run into from behind by Mike Sillinger. Ducks Correa on the far side is met by a diving Andrew Castles.
Terrific play by Castles to reach out, extend the arms and that hockey stick and knock the puck over the line. Great individual effort.
Down to this one and a goal apiece. That one coming on the power play. 27 seconds remain on the Hartford penalty. As it's brought back to the line and the Whalers intercept. Len Featherstone teeing one up ice. Didick continues to sit for another 12 seconds. Instead, showing you the time left here in the second period. Anaheim 1, Hartford 1. Karpov to the backboard. Ridden off the puck by Brian Glynn. That'll leave a wide open Nelson Emerson to headman the puck in over the line to Brendan Shanahan. His long shot save. Rebound, they score! On the rebound.
And this is a real heartbreaking goal for Anaheim. Shanahan, Hebert knows he's going to put it on the net, but Guy just can't handle the rebound, puts it right back out in front. Play, and they're a minute and 10 seconds into it. Terrific job by the Ducks.
So Paul Ranheim sends over a couple of grinders, and check that, Paul Holmgren sends over a couple of grinders, and Paul Ranheim and Jocelyn Lemieux. Also stepping out is Andre Nicolishin.
And that sends a message to his premier forwards talking about order your Mighty Ducks season seats and the popular 14-game mini plans today. Standing by right now, our Mighty Ducks representatives. Call 714. Called the one-touch shot, and Correa makes the most of it for the second time in this hockey game. 2-2 affair here at the Hartford Civic Center. As the Whalers, Frank Duchera deals to the near side. I was about to tell you that Todd Krieger had gone back to the University of Connecticut to address the Division III hockey team yesterday. Said things went very, very well. Thought that the players were responding, but he stressed the importance of education. But from notes off the ice to notes on, as you see that shot by Ranheim sail wide. For Krieger, he closed out last year, Brian, in the midst of a 5-game scoring streak. He now has 2 points in as many games, and dating back to last year, has a 7-game scoring streak. And in 38 seconds, they'll skate for a side, barring another penalty. Vladisur head up. Pass on the fly, Ruchin stepping up to the line. Looks for a bank pass to Valeri Karpov, swatted away from behind by Gerald Didick. Whalers good hustle, forcing Tverdovsky to regroup at center ice. Drags it in over the blue line, and Oleg Tverdovsky weaves to the base of the circle. Outlet pass. Here comes the Whalers. Drifting to the near side, Stephen Rice. Long shot, and Randy Vladisur went down to block that. He had Gerald Didick crashing from the right point. 2-on-2 breakout for the Ducks. Valeri Karpov pounded all the way by Didick. Gets spun around and driven off the puck along the backboard. Loose puck, Ruchin. Vacating the right point was David Karpov. And the Ducks must regroup back at their own blue line. By Oleg Tverdovsky, and Joe Sacco follows up with a clearing attempt. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. Tverdovsky deals to Sacco. He steps up over the line. Wide slap shot deflected. Kick save by Sean Burke. That was tougher than it looked, too. That puck was kind of knuckling in towards Burke.
5 seconds to go on the man advantage. Karpa
without the stick. Ducks survive.
Terrific communication between Captain Randy Vladisur and alternate Captain Bob Corkum. Vladisur, as you saw in that last replay, and lost his stick. Corkum gave it up, and Corkum from a prone position swatted it out with his glove hand. Great communication on the part of the Mighty Ducks as that one gets lofted inside the Hartford bench. So if you want to see terrific end-to-end action like you're seeing here tonight from Hartford, you may want to see it consistently from just about the same sheet, whether you're talking. So 4-on-4 hockey. Correa with Krieger up top. Back you'll have Vladisur and Oleg Tverdovsky. Paul Correa. We took a stick up high from Stephen Rice and just carries on as though nothing happened. Correa determined out of the corner. Puck taken away by Gerald Diddick, and Randy Ladouceur at center ice has to get caught tied up in the skates of linesman Conrad Hash. Correa hounded all the way by Gerald Diddick. I'll tell you, Whalers getting away with some wicked stick work on Paul Correa. Stephen Rice on the far side. Robert Cron tried to blow around Oleg Tverdovsky. Inside the line, he drops it off as they cutter up the middle with Stephen Rice, and he has it swiped away to the far point. Rice along the backboard, gets tied up there by Bobby Dulles. Oleg Tverdovsky, long shift for him, gets help from Joe Sacco, one-on-one, a man back, but behind the play, tripping the call against the Mighty Ducks, and Todd Krieger for tripping at 10:47. Ron Wilson can send just 3 men over top of the boards. York with that roughing the call against František Kuchera. So a big power play opportunity for the Ducks to knock the game up here. With the game on the line, down by a goal. 9th power play of the game for the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. You see Jason York lose an edge. Far side, spun around, Paul Ranhon. Ducks having trouble breaking out of their own zone. Here comes Chad Kilger with Correa on the right side. He's got company inside the zone. Cross-ice pass, and Todd Krieger couldn't find the handle. Now Krieger out of the corner again. To the line, York. Long slap shot, caught a body. His own man, Correa, had it caught up in his skates, and that gave Hartford time to recover and clear. Minute 12 to go on the Kuchera penalty. Whalers 3, Ducks 2. 6:55 to go in the game. Chad Kilger plays it into an open corner. Tverdovsky up from his right defensive position, but that frees up Brendan Shanahan and Nelson Emerson short-handed. Emerson looking for the pass, gets it. What a save by Guy Hebert! Guy Hebert goes from left to right as he read the play beautifully.
That's a huge save by Hebert as he keeps his team alive in this hockey game. All the way up the ice, no doubt about it. Clear cut 2-on-1. Watch Shanahan. He waits and waits and outwaits Jason York, slips it across perfectly to Emerson, but what a terrific.
Tverdovsky leaves it for Sacco. He'll play it back out to center ice. Here comes Oleg. Burst of speed, blows around the defense. Tverdovsky tried to move inside, but Gerald Diddick fanned out to sweep check the puck away. Here comes Duras off the board. Peter Duras, top of the circle. His wrist shot was blocked out front of the defense. Rebound pulled off the far boards by Jeff Sanderson.
A terrific play by Sanderson to get that puck out of the zone. The Whalers now starting to play with the clock a little bit. Get that puck out and get it deep.
Paul Correa got the little Diddick. That frees up Jocelyn Lemieux. Wrist shot high over top of the crossbar. Long shift for Paul Correa. As Krieger finds Correa wide open, but he was already headed to the bench.
You know, you want your offensive players out on the ice in this situation, certainly, but you still got to keep the shift short.
Fluttering puck off the glass. Ranheim lays it into an open corner. Jocelyn Lemieux battles with second-year player Steve Ruch, and he got the lumber up. Lemieux will touch, and another huge power play opportunity coming up here by Andrew Castle. Inside 2 minutes to go in the game. 1:13 to go on the man advantage. Here comes the Ducks' Chad Kilger. Oleg Tverdovsky steps up over the line. Wide slap shot blocked into the fence by Frankie Kuchera. Kuchera tries to clear out of the corner. Good follow-up by Oleg Tverdovsky with help from Kilger. Korea's long shot deflection on goal. Saved by Burke as he fans out on his belly to cover a loose puck.
And once again, that loose puck is sitting around that crease area, but there's only one Mighty Duck player in the area. You see all the Ducks in the corner and only one of them breaking towards the front of the net. At this stage in the hockey game, you need more bodies around Sean Burke. You got to get in his way. And
loose puck as the Ducks were crashing the net. Timeout called on the ice with 1:39 to go in the third period. Brian, we're going to keep it right here in a 3-2 hockey game. Hartford on top.
Well, this is a good move by Ron Wilson. He wants to get his offensive players a little bit more of a rest so he can get them right back out on the ice. Correa's been on the ice for about the last minute and 15. He needs a little bit of a breather, and I don't imagine that you'll see left. You might as well pull the goalkeeper right now.
All Korea turning double duty here. Oleg Tverdovsky and Jason York will man the points.
Up front with the extra attacker on. Corkum, Korea, Ruchin, and Krieger. Strap yourselves in. This should be one heck of a finish.
The faceoff's becoming so important at this stage in the hockey game.
Back to the line. Tverdovsky winds, fakes the shot, deals top of the circle to Krieger. Side of the net, Krieger again. Moves to the dot. Krieger, cross-ice pass. Hauled off the far boards by Jason York. He'll give it up in the middle. Look out, dealing to the outside. Nicolishin has it blocked by Oleg Tverdovsky, but he loses his stick in the process. Keep in mind the net is wide open as Castle's attempt sails wide. Minute 10 to go in the hockey game. 3-2 Hartford on top of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Right side pass, Nicolishin gives it up. Corkum deals around a check, looks out front, caught a body inside a minute to go in the game. Ducks flooding back of the net. Adam Burt cuts over, met by Korea. He's able to clear it outside the zone. Foot race to the puck. Andre Nicolishin gets dragged down from behind. As soon as the Ducks touch it, we're going to get a whistle and a penalty coming up here. No recourse for Jason York. But the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim 2 will return with a final comment after this on Prime Sports.